Even though it has been 40 years since he disappeared from this world, Ricky Nelson's fans still cannot forget his iconic musical works. Ricky's personal life was complicated and became a topic of discussion in the 50s, but to this day, it still cannot appease the public's curiosity. Ricky's children had the opportunity to sit down and shed light on all the rumors about him, and they are all in this video. Do not miss. Ricky Nelson, born on May 8, 1940, in Teaneck, New Jersey, USA, left an indelible mark on the world of entertainment. His early fame was rooted in his role as the endearing little boy in The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, a role that continued to haunt him as he navigated adulthood in the spotlight. Despite his undeniable talent as an actor, Ricky struggled to shed the image of the cherubic child star. However, a turning point came in his life when he encountered Kristen. Their paths first crossed at a celebrity basketball game when Kristen was a mere 12 years old. Little did they know that this encounter would shape the course of their lives. Ricky's family played matchmakers, encouraging him to take notice of Kristen's transformation into a young lady. Eventually, their connection blossomed into a romance that would alter the trajectory of Ricky's personal and professional life. In 1963, Ricky and Kristen tied the knot, embarking on a journey that saw the birth of 4 children. The union not only brought joy to their family, but also catalyzed Kristen's career as a painter. Ricky, with his artistic influence, played a pivotal role in shaping Kristen's painting career, leading to notable works such as a primitive depiction of the Kennedys in the White House. This painting, intriguingly, caught the attention of Robert Kennedy, though Kristen chose to gift it to Jacqueline Kennedy. The couple thrived on mutual support, with their artistic endeavors intertwining and flourishing. Yet, despite the apparent harmony, cracks began to emerge, leading to their eventual divorce in 1982. The separation marked the end of an era for Ricky and Kristen, both personally and professionally. Tragically, Ricky Nelson's life took a somber turn a few years later. The details surrounding his untimely death remain shrouded in sadness and mystery, casting a pall over the legacy of a man who had once captured the hearts of audiences worldwide. The tragic end to Ricky Nelson's life unfolded on December 31, 1985, in a fateful plane crash that would cast a dark shadow over his legacy. Scheduled for a concert in Dallas, Texas, Ricky was aboard an ill-fated flight with a haunting history of mechanical issues. The plane, carrying 7 passengers, met a calamitous fate that claimed the lives of all on board, save for the 2 pilots who miraculously survived. In the aftermath of the crash, a cloud of controversy surrounded the circumstances of Ricky's demise. Investigations delved into the possibility of the plane erupting in flames due to freebasing, a perilous form of cocaine abuse. Speculation arose as reports emerged, suggesting that Ricky Nelson's body harbored a measurable quantity of unmetabolized cocaine, hinting at the drug's presence before his tragic end. However, the lack of available laboratory results at the time left many questions unanswered. Ira Furman, a spokesperson for the National Transportation Safety Board, added to the intrigue, revealing that no autopsy reports for the passengers were available. Meanwhile, toxicology results for the pilot and co-pilot showed an absence of alcohol or drugs in their systems, deepening the mystery surrounding the catastrophic event. Freebasing, the suspected catalyst for the plane's fiery demise, involves a dangerous concoction of cocaine with flammable substances like ether or ammonia. The evaporation of these chemicals allows the drug to be smoked in a glass pipe. The investigation into the wreckage uncovered a grim detail: traces of fuels from aerosol cans, potent enough to serve as ignition sources for the hazardous freebasing process. Amid the swirling speculations that followed the New Year's Eve plane crash that claimed the life of Ricky Nelson, Greg McDonnell emerged as a vocal critic of the drug abuse allegations surrounding the tragedy. Frustration etched across his face, McDonnell vehemently dismissed the reports as pure nonsense, adamantly asserting that Ricky was not involved in the perilous practice of freebasing. In a bid to quell the rumors, Ricky's older brother, David Nelson, took to CBS Morning News to emphatically deny the cocaine use allegations against the music icon. He passionately asserted that the swirling speculations were erroneous, vehemently defending his brother's character against the tarnishing whispers. McDonald, a close associate of Ricky, added further weight to the defense, revealing a poignant detail about the tragic incident. According to him, Ricky and his girlfriend were innocently asleep when the ominous fire ignited within the ill-fated aircraft. The revelation sought to cast aside any insinuation of personal negligence or wrongdoing on Ricky's part. In a twist of investigation, McDonald introduced a different narrative, pointing fingers at a broken gasoline heater fuel line as the potential cause of the fatal fire. National Transportation Safety Board officials delved into this angle, probing the fractured fuel line as a plausible culprit. However, the intricate details remained elusive, leaving a haunting uncertainty about whether the line broke before or after the calamitous crash. In the tumultuous aftermath of Ricky Nelson's tragic death, a new layer of complexity unfolded as his ex-wife entered the fray, filing a petition in Los Angeles that sought temporary control over his substantial $1.1 million estate. The absence of a will left a legal void, and in this vacuum, a contentious battle over the beloved entertainer's assets ensued. Ricky's ex-wife, Kristen, asserted her claim to his estate, contending that the absence of a testamentary document entitled her to control over his considerable properties. The legal maneuvering added another dimension of sorrow to an already heartbreaking narrative, as the quest for control over the singer's legacy unfolded in the midst of grief and uncertainty. According to the details outlined in Kristen's petition, Ricky's personal property was appraised at a staggering $500,000, a testament to the wealth accrued during his illustrious career. The petition further illuminated the financial landscape, revealing an annual income of $100,000 generated from the artist's various properties. The monetary figures painted a vivid picture of Ricky's success, serving as a stark reminder of the wealth left behind in the wake of his untimely demise. Notably, Kristen underscored the substantial value of Ricky's real property, pegging it at around $500,000. This encompassed not just material possessions, but also the tangible assets that bore witness to the singer's life and career. As the legal battle unfolded, the valuation of these assets became a critical point of contention, adding a layer of complexity to the emotional turmoil surrounding Ricky Nelson's tragic end. 2 decades after the untimely and tragic death of Ricky Nelson, a poignant gathering took place on Larry King Live, where his brother David Nelson, daughter Tracy Nelson, twin sons Gunnar and Matthew Nelson, youngest son Sam Nelson, and close friend Glenn Campbell came together to share memories of the iconic pop star. The televised reunion became a bittersweet reflection on a life lost too soon. The discussion touched on the enduring legacy of Ricky Nelson, with some of his chart-topping music finding a new home on DVDs. Larry King, inquisitive as ever, turned to David Nelson, inquiring about his involvement in the production. In a somber tone, David admitted, "I had nothing to do with it whatsoever." Gunnar chimed in, shedding light on the collaborative effort, revealing that the Rick Nelson Company was a family affair, a collective effort by Ricky's 4 children and their Uncle David to carry forward his musical legacy. As the conversation delved into the tragic plane crash that claimed Ricky's life, emotions ran high. David recounted the heart-wrenching moment he first heard the news while in the kitchen of his Encino home, the radio broadcasting the devastating update. The initial disbelief gradually gave way to the harsh reality that his brother, averse to flights, had indeed met a tragic end in a plane crash. The family members shared a collective sentiment of shock and devastation as they learned about Ricky's passing. David's revelation that he was unaware of his brother's travel plans added another layer of sorrow to the narrative. The pain of loss reverberated through the testimonies of each family member, underscoring the profound impact of Ricky Nelson's sudden departure on those who loved him. The Larry King Live episode became a poignant commemoration of Ricky's life and an opportunity for his family and friends to collectively remember the man behind the music. 2 decades after the tragic loss of their iconic father, Ricky Nelson, his twins, Gunnar and Matthew, found solace and purpose by carrying on his rock and roll legacy with their own distinctive musical style. The twins, who had tragically lost their father at the tender age of 18, marked their 50th year by fondly reminiscing about their father's memory during a poignant event at the Genesee Theater. Gunnar and Matthew, now accomplished musicians in their own right, have carved out a niche for themselves in the competitive music industry, performing under the banner of their band, Nelson. Their journey from the heartache of losing their father at a young age to the mature celebration of his memory at 50 was a testament to the enduring impact of Ricky Nelson's musical heritage. In an interview discussing the significant Genesee concert, Gunnar conveyed that it transcended the label of a mere performance. For the brothers, it was a profound tribute, a full immersion into the rich tapestry of rock and roll history that their father had contributed to and shaped. The concert became a poignant amalgamation of personal and musical history, a platform for Gunnar and Matthew to not only showcase their own artistry, but also to pay homage to the enduring legacy of the late Ricky Nelson. As they stood on stage, the echoes of their father's influence reverberated through their music, creating a bridge between the past and the present. The concert was more than a musical spectacle. It was a cathartic journey through time, allowing the twins to celebrate their father's indelible mark on the world of rock and roll. Besides rumors about his death, Ricky Nelson also made many people curious about the secrets of his personal life. Reportedly, born as a sickly and shy child, Ricky faced considerable health hurdles from the outset. Afflicted with severe asthma, he grappled with the difficulties of respiratory distress, rendering him thin and unwell during his formative years. Described by those who knew him as a shy, mysterious, and introspective child, Ricky's early disposition seemed incongruent with the flamboyant world of show business. His frailty and health struggles presented a stark contrast to the robust image commonly associated with teen idols. Despite the odds stacked against him, the allure of the spotlight beckoned to Ricky, setting the stage for an unexpected and meteoric rise to stardom. Ricky Nelson's early foray into the world of entertainment showcased a burgeoning stage presence that seemed destined for stardom. Even in his formative years on The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, Ricky's natural charisma and talent were unmistakable. The young boy, in a display of spontaneous wit, embraced ad-libbing and skillfully chewed the scenery, earning comparisons to a miniature Jerry Lewis as he effortlessly garnered laughs from the studio audience. However, this precocious display of comedic talent didn't sit well with his father, Ozzie Nelson. Despite the audience's delight, Ozzie, perhaps envisioning a different path for his son, expressed his disapproval bluntly. He once snapped at Ricky, sternly declaring, "Son, there is no such thing as a child comedian." This paternal rebuke hinted at the clash between Ricky's burgeoning individuality and his father's vision for the family's public image. Yet Ozzie Nelson's exertion of control over Ricky extended beyond mere disapproval of his comedic flair. The dynamics within the Nelson family unfolded under the patriarch's watchful eye, revealing a complex interplay of familial relationships and the challenges of navigating a burgeoning career in the public eye. The tragic element lies in the tension between Ricky's natural inclination for humor and his father's desire for a different image. The clash of creative expression and paternal authority set the stage for a tumultuous journey in the spotlight, one that would see Ricky Nelson grapple with both the expectations placed upon him and the need to assert his own identity. Amidst the soaring success of Ozzy and Harriet, Ricky Nelson found himself thrust into a world of affluence at an age when most peers were still counting pennies. The staggering financial windfall of fame showered upon the Nelson family was immense, with both Ricky and his brother David raking in an impressive $500 a week, a sum that eclipsed the earnings of the average American lawyer during that era. However, the tragedy lay not in the wealth itself, but in the opaque handling of it. Ozzy Nelson, the patriarch and mastermind behind the family's showbiz triumphs, chose a peculiar approach to managing the newfound prosperity. Rather than allowing his sons to revel in the fruits of their labor, Ozzy meticulously squirreled away their earnings into a savings fund. This decision stemmed from a paternal concern about preventing his children from becoming spoiled by the trappings of wealth. On the surface, it seemed a prudent move, a strategy to shield his sons from the potential pitfalls of sudden affluence. Yet, the well-intentioned financial strategy, designed to instill discipline and financial responsibility, proved to be the catalyst for lifelong problems for Ricky. The meager allowances doled out by Ozzy fell short of meeting the extravagant lifestyle expectations fueled by fame. This financial constraint would cast a shadow over Ricky's personal and professional life, contributing to a cycle of discontent and, tragically, fostering a complex relationship with money that would haunt him in the years to come. At that time, Ricky found himself ensnared in a web of paradoxes. Despite his massive success on the screen, his personal life was disintegrating. The discrepancy between his soaring fame and his meager allowance created a chasm between the life of a burgeoning star and that of a normal child. The glamour of stardom was a stark contrast to the harsh reality of his financial constraints, and the dissonance began to take its toll. Isolated from both the world of a celebrity and the simple joys of childhood, Ricky faced an existential crisis. His desperate search for a place where he could belong left him drifting in a void, untethered and lost. The glittering exterior of his stardom concealed the internal fractures that were steadily widening. Ricky's journey through school was marked by a descent into rebellion and academic failure. Once hailed as a promising student, he morphed into a notorious troublemaker, leaving a trail of disruption and apathy in his wake. In the hallowed halls of academia, Ricky earned a reputation as a known troublemaker and slacker. His once promising academic potential gave way to a pattern of misconduct that left teachers exasperated. In a typing class, a subject that should have been routine, Ricky's grade plummeted to a dismal D. Yet his response was not one of remorse or determination to improve. Instead, he opted for defiance. Spitballs flew through the air, and mischievous voices echoed behind the teacher's back, turning the classroom into a chaotic backdrop for his disdain for authority. English class became another battleground for Ricky's academic downfall. He flunked, not due to an inability to grasp the subject matter, but rather a chronic disregard for punctuality. On the rare occasions when he did bother to show up, tardiness became his trademark. The ticking clock mirrored the ticking away of his academic prospects. Amidst this academic turmoil, a glimmer of irony emerged. This tumultuous period coincided with Ricky's discovery of his true calling. It was a revelation that would, in the end, cement his legacy, albeit in an unexpected manner. Ricky's upbringing had been overshadowed by the stifling influence of his domineering father. Trapped under his father's control, Ricky found solace in the midst of a musical revolution that was sweeping the nation. In a defiant act of rebellion, he embraced a scandalous new look, adorned with sideburns and slicked-back hair, and even dared to tattoo himself. The repercussions of his bold transformation were likely met with disapproval from his controlling father, Ozzy, whose authoritarian grip over Ricky's life was undoubtedly strained. However, amidst the familial tension, a larger storm was brewing. As Ricky's star ascended with the musical revolution, he found himself thrust into the glamorous world of fame. Beyond the allure of a posh lifestyle and overflowing coffers, the darker side of celebrity began to unfold. The intoxicating cocktail of admirers and romance became an inevitable part of Ricky's teenage years. Caught in the whirlwind of fame, Ricky indulged in the intoxicating allure of young love and embarked on brief romances with co-stars, adoring fans, and fellow young celebrities. The heady mixture of attention and adulation became an irresistible force in his life. From the glitz and glamour of the stage to the fleeting connections behind the scenes, Ricky's romantic escapades unfolded against the backdrop of his skyrocketing celebrity. In the midst of this whirlwind, Ricky's father, Ozzy, found himself grappling with challenges that surpassed the mere rebellious streak of his son. The patriarch, who had wielded control over Ricky's life, was now faced with the complexities and pitfalls that accompanied his son's newfound stardom. An unfortunate story happened then. A mere couple of months into Ricky's possession of the coveted Porsche, fate took a cruel turn during a fateful joyride with his friend Forrest Stewart. Their destination: a theater to catch the rock and roll movie, The Girl Can't Help It, featuring the captivating Jane Mansfield. Eager to showcase his new prized possession, Ricky and Stewart, nonchalant about safety, embarked on a reckless journey down Sunset Boulevard that would forever alter their lives. The duo, basking in the attention of some admiring girls, carelessly zoomed down Sunset Boulevard. The night took a tragic turn as Ricky, consumed by the desire to push his Porsche to its limits, accelerated to a mind-numbing 120 miles per hour, all without the safety net of seatbelts. As the wind roared through the open windows, Stewart, sensing the impending disaster, pleaded with Ricky to slow down. However, his plea was drowned out by the roar of the engine. Tragedy struck with merciless precision when, upon reaching a straight stretch of road, the car encountered a flooded section, a consequence of a sprinkler system gone awry. In a desperate attempt to regain control, Ricky slammed on the brakes, setting off a nightmarish chain of events. The Porsche spun wildly before somersaulting a harrowing 8 or 9 times, mercilessly tearing the tires from the vehicle. When the chaotic dance of metal and asphalt finally ceased, the aftermath revealed a scene of horror. Forrest Stewart, remarkably unscathed, cast his gaze toward Ricky, only to witness a gut-wrenching spectacle. The once vibrant star now screamed in agony, clutching his injured leg. Ambulances rushed to the scene, and the duo was promptly transported to the hospital. What do you think about Ricky Nelson and the rumors surrounding him? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this, and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.